Good morning to my lovely friends here at Facebook. I have Rosemary with us, and today our conversation, career conversations with myself, we're going to dive into a really great subject. So Rosemary, what are we talking about today?
So first of all, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, in whatever part of the world you're in. And we wanted to continue speaking into something that we touched base upon earlier on our other social platform, which was all about education and the importance of education and understanding how to build the proper, consistent education platform. So here we go. My question to you is, when you're dealing with a team-based salon, and not everybody wants to show up, how do you get everyone on the same page?
That's leadership, because everything rises and falls on leadership. And good morning, Misty. Good to see you again from gorgeous Oregon. Thank you for your passion for learning. We appreciate you being here. Misty taught me those cool braid. I still can't do it. She's really good at that. I love learning from my students. What was I saying?
You were talking about leadership when you're having people that are not necessarily on the same page. They show up.
Yeah. Okay, so it's all about leadership and it goes back to culture, because if you have created a salon that is an education-based salon, everyone who you hire thrives on education. Everyone that you hire is hungry to better themselves financially, creatively, and they want to grow. So if you have that type of salon, you'll have a little less resistance, but you also need to find out the bigger picture of where your team want to go, because obviously when you've got family and other responsibilities outside of work, how far can you stretch into that world without causing some challenges or creating some resistance? So I think that when you're the leader of your business, you have to put a name to the block, the resistance. Is it resistance because I just don't want to learn? You like this? Is the resistance I'm scared? Is the resistance of I don't want to work that hard? Is the resistance I would rather be with my boyfriend right now? So you have to find out what the name of that resistance. And then the question is, well, if that person continues to resist, where will they be in a year's time? Will they be financially more successful? Because you have to play what if. What if I do attend education, and what if I don't? Now, I know all of you have had an experience of going to some education event and it kind of disappointed you. It wasn't quite what you were thoughting for. So you have the discernment to check out the person who you're going to study from. Are they the real deal? And really know that before you dive in. And I think that's the beauty of online learning too. You can dip in at any time you want. You can go back and repeat a lesson several times. When you're going to a live event, it's just amazing to me how everyone's got their phones and they're filming it, so that they can go back and watch it over and over again. So they're actually turning it into their own digital platform, right? Their own learn. So there's a lot to be said about really live workshops, which of course are fantastic. There's no substitute for working one-to-one. And in this virtual world that's growing up, I now do one-to-ones. I literally, like Rosemary's here, Rosemary's done one-to-ones with me, where you're there with your mannequin or your client, I'm here and I'm coaching you one-to-one. So there's that option, right? And then I've done it as a group, a salon group. So as a salon group, if you want a virtual training and we show up and I watch, say, 5 or 6 of your stylists working, I can give them each individual feedback. And then, of course, the online experience. So I think that when you have a resistor, you have to ask yourself, if you don't do anything with any goal setting, where will you be? And what will happen if you do it? Where will you be? And that's the honest question, isn't it? And I think that's where it starts with, as I say, you hire people. I would always hire someone who's hungry to learn, because that means I'm going to learn from them and they're going to grow. Those who are not hungry to learn, I wouldn't hire. I would rather take someone with 0 skills, hungry to learn, than someone who's mediocre in their skills or even good in their skills with a closed mind. As you know, Rosemary, we have done a series of hair heroes, and Christopher Benson was our hair heroes this Sunday. So for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be rolling out Christopher Benson hair hero stories. When you listen to Christopher and all the other extraordinary, iconic hair heroes that I've interviewed. Why did I do that? I wanted to learn. Why did I do it? I want their brilliance their magic to sprinkle over me, and I want to just learn and grow and be a better version of myself. I just want to learn. I'm no different to you. I just want to learn. So I don't want to look back and go, there's been no progress. I don't want to look back and go, what's my purpose? I want to know that this afternoon when I do hair, it's going to be better than anything I've done before. And I'm always pushing my envelope to do better. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. All the game, isn't it, Rosemary?
It certainly is. It certainly is. And I love the fact that you had the hair heroes, and listening to their stories and learning from them, even through their, humble beginnings, their failures, their successes, and their continued learns, because, we've all had to readjust at some point in our life. So online training and education, the proper education programs, really need to be implemented. You got to know, if you're going to invest in yourselves, guys, you got to invest in yourselves in a way that you are going to grow to be the best. And there's always room for even being better than the best, so it's such an important leverage. So I want to speak a little bit more. You were talking about how you're doing the one-on-ones and the designer program. So can you kind of like navigate through how can one, get started, even if you're doing it virtually, or are you doing it as a group or one-on-one?
Yeah, well, I'm super excited, guys, because this is my new website, Vivian McKinder, and it's been the most wonderful journey to go through here. So if, for example, when you look at this, if you want a light commitment in your education, and you say, Viv, I just want to show up 45 minutes, curate the information so I don't have to waste hours searching for something, right? Curate it for me, teach me. And so Unplugged is meet us once a week. And we're airing live this afternoon at 1 o'clock. And we're going to rotate. 1 week is color, 1 week is a haircut, 1 week is color, 1 week is styling and finishing. So we get into this real creative stuff. And then 1 week is Q&A. So we're going to rotate that. So it's an easy commitment. If you want a little bit of a deeper dive, then obviously we've got a course here which is called One Girl, 7 Looks. And that One Girl, 7 Looks is a journey to take you from the longest hairstyle to the shortest hairstyle in 7 weeks if you want to, or if you want to take longer, you can. We have another amazing course which is called Who is Sitting in Your Chair? And when we look at this course, it's a deep dive into the art of a consultation. So when we look at this course here, we're looking at beauty beyond the mirror, building the brand and the clients that you want. And we explore all different aspects of that as we go through this journey of who is sitting in your chair. The one that I want to focus on today, though, because we're talking about a very deep dive into salon training, is here. It's the designer program. And the designer program is really pretty amazing because it's divided into sections. So we have, can you see the full screen on that, Rosemary? Is everything showing up for you?
That it is. It's showing up beautifully.
Okay. All right. So section 1 is the consultation, and it's about finishing skills and styling. Section 2 is haircutting and fundamentals. Section 3 is mastering the bob. Section 4 is graduation. And section 5 is the art of layering. So as we kind of go into here and we take a deeper dive into this, what I'm trying to do, and this is what I believe, guys, about when you're doing your training, you have to have a great foundation. So for example, here we not only have our videos, but we have all of our PDFs and our downloads. What I believe is the most important thing, and the thing I know from all the people, the hairdressers who are my heroes, is that they know how to put the right look on the right person. And they know when to be quiet and modest and when to be bold and daring. They know how to rein back. So they look at the wheel of fashion, which is always turning. They look at how to design to the face shape. They understand the importance of consultation, because if you don't do that right consultation, you're doing a fabulous hairstyle on the wrong person. And they understand the importance of professional image. They understand that as well. So this is the first phase of our designer program. And we then go into our finishing skills, because, Rosemary, isn't it wonderful to be able to experiment with finishing skills with, I call it design without commitment, because if it doesn't work, she's a shampoo away from being changed, right? And so I like to train people to see the beautiful shapes through their blow drying. And let's face it, in the beginning of your training, this is a wonderful time for you to be able to go out there and start bringing in models for your blow drying and your finishing skills. So now I'm talking about apprentices right now. And even though this has been designed as a young hire program, I have had so many experienced hairdressers go through this program. And why they've gone through it? Viv, I never learnt this in school. No one ever taught me what you're teaching me now. So that's why I'm doing it. And Rosemary, you went through the program, didn't you?
I did. And, you know, I have to say, just recently, even just revisiting the layering, I've never enjoyed concave layering as much as I am now, just because of the way that the fabric moves now. And people are like, oh my God, I love it. I don't know what you did differently. And I'm thinking, oh, well.
It's always gratifying, isn't it, when the client says, you know, we love that. So we have here our consultation and our finishing skills. That's the first part. So I'm going to zip to the bottom here so I can go to the next page. But we clearly outline what it is so you can see exactly what it is. It's broken down so carefully. So, for example, rethink your consultation. We have some fun here. How to do a photo shoot. The fundamentals of round brush blow drying, a texture blow drying. We're telling you what your homework time is. There's 3 videos to watch, which totals 30 minutes. So we tell you what each week is going to be like. So you're asking me, Viv, what do I do for an in-salon training program? This is state-of-the-art program, because what we have here is consistency. It's broken down. So if you're an art director watching me now, if you are head of education for your team, if you are a salon owner and you want this broken down into tiny, tiny bits, this is for you. Yeah. In section 2, we go over hair cutting fundamentals. And that to me is important. I mean, how many times, Rosemary, have you and I spoken about this? It's like, gosh, it's so hard to make both sides the same, isn't it?
Yes. It's such a challenge. And it's something you almost do like a prayer. And then you say, okay, stop, look, step away, stop, look. It's a conversation within your head 90% of the time, right?
Yes. So I believe that if you have perfect form, you can repeat it. Technique, strong technique in precision cutting, abstract cutting, and razor work is vital, because when you have strong technique, you are adaptable and you can repeat. And I have had my hair cut by certain people where the first time they're inspired and they do a really great job. And the second time I say, I'd like it exactly the same as last time. And it doesn't happen. And I go, no, I want it exactly the same as last time. Well, maybe still this length, but it's not the same. So I think being repeatable and being consistent versus, there's a difference between being a robot versus being consistent. Robotic is that you don't have consciousness, you don't have awareness as you're working through. Consciousness and understanding the mechanics of a haircut and how it functions and how the hair falls, and reading the haircut and reading where the hair's going to live and sit is so important. So that's the big part of this. So we explore in this part all the fundamentals in precision cutting and razor cutting. Again, the whole course is mapped out very, very mindfully. And you can see we've categorized it into each of its parts. So behind here are all the videos, and behind here are all the step-by-steps. Mm-hmm. So this is what's so important as we go through here. So Rosemary, what has this meant to you?
Well, I am a person who likes structure and discipline because it holds me accountable. So for me, having it mapped out makes me understand of what to build upon and what I need to revisit again that I may have either, number one, forgotten, or maybe it's fallen, sidetracked. Even something like the consultations, how important that your 5-star consultation is, and sometimes people will go in and, some of our Nothing against our seniors or anything like that, but sometimes people are like, I'm too busy, or just need to get, the next person in and out. Which kind of brings me to the next question, which Cindy asked, how do you get a stylist that is constantly saying, I'm too busy, to understand the importance of an extensive consultation with that person?
Well, too busy to do the consultation or too busy to get their education?
I think a combination of both.
Well, if you don't do a great consultation, you're shortchanging yourself, because you're never going to win the confidence and the trust that you need to build and expand your value. A consultation is the gatekeeper of every single thing that you do, every single thing that you do. So that to me is absolutely vital. Training, well, as I said, if you are worried about time, then join us for Unplugged. Just do a little, because okay, do a calculation right now. How much time are you spending on Instagram? Browsing, scrolling. How much time are you spending on Facebook? Browsing. How much of what you learn are you really applying? Because you can watch something, but doesn't mean you can do it. The only way you know that you can own that information is by doing it. Right. So you want to be, yes, you can understand the haircut in 1 minute, but can you, excuse me, can you recreate that hairstyle? Because when someone's doing it really well on Instagram or wherever, and they practice it, you may be seeing an edited version of it. You may be seeing a 1 minute version of it, but can you recreate that? And that's the big thing. So when I create my programs, it's to not waste your time, because I understand time is money. Time is absolutely money. So for example, when we go into here with our bobs and we look through here on the journey of the bobs, and we go through mastering the bob, and we're exploring all the different techniques with the bob. Again, we show you here all the different ways of working with bobs, the sectioning. Again, we go back over the consultation, we go back over the face shape, we go over the 3 wheels of fashion. So for example, with this hairstyle here, it's a sexy, glamorous bob, but how quiet or loud is it? Where does she live in fashion? And how feminine or non-feminine is it? So I'm not just teaching you a technique. One of the things that I've learned over all of these years is that you come into this industry to be artistic and be creative. And sometimes that gets kicked out of you by the demands of a busy salon life, right? But you can still be creative in small pockets where you place that parting. Tucking it behind the ears, not tucking behind the ears. How tight or how full or how round? How sexy is that look going to be? So I've tried to simplify the consultation. I've tried to simplify developing a great sense of style. And what I've learned is how to teach it back. So instead of looking at somebody and going, oh my God, their work is so amazing. How do they do it? How do they do it? And you ask them, where do you come up with the ideas? Many of these brilliant people go, well, I don't know, just do it. Just got the idea. Well, I've dug underneath the hood to find the answers to that, which I found to be very, very beneficial. So you saw I went to go and log in, but this morning my other computer went black on me and it won't start. So this is another computer and it doesn't have my password saved. And I changed my password last night and I've already forgotten it. So I'm not even taking you to the inside of the website. Please forgive me, guys. I just had a Mercury retrograde technical morning, but you can see enough of this program to see that what we do is we journey through our graduation. Everything is spelled out for you. So if you're a salon owner and you want your staff to be really well trained, I promise you sign up for this, it will be an incredible journey. I promise you it will be, because we make it so simple as we go through the process. And we have incredible animations in here, incredible diagrams that are showing you. We break it down so that my goal is to make learning easy. Yeah. My goal is to make it happen fast. And my goal is to give you confidence. But I don't want you just to be a machine. I want to put the creativity into you, the artistry, the love of the craft. And for any salon owners listening, I'm speaking to you right now. When you have a stylist that loves what they do, and let's put it in perspective, when you love what you do, you're motivated, your why is big, your passion is good. When challenges and frustrations come along, your love is big enough to kind of navigate and go through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you are not doing your favorite work and you don't know how to get your favorite work on that client, there's a roadblock, but it can be solved by learning consultations. And when you have the confidence to know how to go through a haircut and you've done it so many times, even though today, Rosemary, I still get nervous about cutting a square bob. It's so difficult to cut one perfect line. And sometimes I'm doubting myself so much that I actually do it right. And then I go and overcheck it and I make it wrong, but it actually was better than I thought. And I go, what did you just do? It was actually, I thought it was, you guys, do you relate? I'm sure you relate. So, so it's a journey. So for any of you independents watching and you want to be mentored and you want to be guided, this is a really wonderful program. And the exciting thing is we're going to be doing the self-paced version, aren't we, Rosemary? So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so the self-paced version is basically what's going to happen. And hello to everybody, Lori, Elaine, Debbie, and all the other people who are on Facebook and YouTube. The self-paced program is actually being mentored and coached with Vivian and myself. So we're actually walking you through the actual training, so which is really exciting. So you're going to have a live session if you're going through, right?
Yeah, and I'm very, very, very excited about that because what we're going to do, and we've never done this before, so we're really excited. We're actually going to be very mindfully taking you through the program each week. Yeah. So again, for salons, guys, if you know a salon that you feel could benefit from the hair designer program, text them right now. If you feel like you want to consult with us, just send a message to us, and we'll connect with you. Because we're here to help you. And, you know, I've got years invested in a training program. And you may say, well, yeah, I've already got a training program, but this is a whole nother level. And when you can share this with your clients, if your clients came to Vivian McKinder website and they saw the platform, they'd be like, whoa, this is pretty impressive. And you're getting certified on each step. That's pretty major. And, you know, the whole level goes up because you've got a team of people collaborating on a certain level. And I know you've got lots of choices for your education. I clearly understand that. So my desire is to help you creatively, technically, build confidence, must build your confidence, build up your speed. Why do 2 haircuts on one head when you can do 1? Mm-hmm. That's understanding technique. And sometimes you see people with all of these tricks. And tricks are fine if you are selling scissors or tricks or whatever for the sake of it. But I'm a purist. And I believe that we're given a measure of time to do hair. And in that measure of time, we need to use our time very efficiently and very, very effectively. And if we don't, then we're doing a disservice. So I think we should wrap up today's conversation, but we're going to come back next week. And I think we're going to continue this, aren't we, Rosemary?
Yes, we're going to build upon this, guys. And we are also going to have a conversation because there was something posted on our Facebook feed from last week's Career Conversations. It's how do you hire the right people?
Yeah, well, the tip on that is hire people with an amazing attitude who are teachable and want to learn. And support them on that journey of empowerment and learning. Give them a place to do that. And you'll have a much, much, much better team around you than somebody that thinks they know it all. I don't know it all, and I'm still learning, and I'm still humbled by this craft, and I'm hungry to learn from every single person I come into contact with. So guys, I'm going back out there again. I'm going to be doing some in-salon training. So if you would like me to come into your salon and train your team, then reach out to us at education@mckinder.com, and we will be happy to serve you. I'm here to help you be the best version of yourself. I thank you, Rosemary, for fielding the questions today. I hope, guys, you found this valuable. I know you have so many choices of where to watch and listen, so I really appreciate your time. Thank you, and have a wonderful week.
Have a great one. Thank you, Vivian, for having me here, and I will see you soon.
Yes, thank you so much, Rosemary. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.